Hi Chris, I'm Yogi. Welcome to Shanxi. We have an interesting journey in front of us. So I heard that you're interested in acupuncture.
Well, I came here to China, to the source, to see where it all began, and it's absolutely beautiful.
That's right.
I hear you used to be an engineer. What made you change your career?
Well, now I'm an acupuncturist, and acupuncture changed my life about 5 years ago. Now with my new career, I'm able to take care of my friends and family. So here's our first stop, Yellow Emperor's tomb. From here, we can get a great history of Chinese acupuncture.
This temple was moved here in the year 972 AD during the Song dynasty. Upon entering the temple, the first thing that catches your eye is this cypress, known as the crown of cypresses in the world. As the legend goes, this cypress was personally planted by the Yellow Emperor. The cypress is 19 meters in height, and the lower section of the tree is 11 meters in thickness. A local saying vividly describes the grandeur of the cypress. It takes more than 7 people with arms outstretched to encircle the tree.
This tree was planted by Yellow Emperor himself 5,000 years ago.
5,000 years? That's quite a legacy.
All Chinese are regarded as descendants of the Yellow Emperor. Every year, a large number of ethnic Chinese from abroad come to the Yellow Emperor's tomb to pay tribute to the memory of the Yellow Emperor.
Okay. So didn't you tell me that the Yellow Emperor had something to do with acupuncture a long time ago?
Well, yes, there's in fact a book called The Yellow Emperor's Internal Classics. It's a must-read for all TCM doctors.
Is he the author?
No, our ancestor wrote this book about 2,000 years ago, and then they attributed this book to the Yellow Emperor's dialogues.
That's a pretty good history. So then when actually did acupuncture itself begin?
I guess we'll find out later.
All right.
In China's archaeological excavations, a good number of finds are related to medicine. There were stone-made needles from the Neolithic age. With the advances of metallurgical science, the medical tools underwent steady improvement. From needles made from stones, bones, bamboo, and ceramics, to needles made of metal, ranging from bronze, iron, gold, to silver. In ancient times, Chinese physicians used them in their treatment of patients.
到了医学发展的今天，我们大量的使用是不锈钢针、磁针和电针，大大的取代了古代的那些原始的针具。
我明白了 I understand. So acupuncture started in the Stone Age with stone needles and gradually developed into metal needles. And then today they use stainless steel needles.
But wait a minute, Chris. Do you know what 针灸 means?
Well, I think it means acupuncture, right?
Well, you only half right. 针 means needle. 灸 means moxibustion.
What is moxibustion? Some kind of incense?
Well, moxibustion is the burning heat from moxa. Moxa is also called mugwort in the West. This heat can penetrate deep into the meridians, which nothing else can take place for its effect.
Xi'an witnessed the rise and fall of 13 dynasties. It boasts a history of nearly 1,200 years. As Xi'an is a city with an ancient history and with a myriad of tombs, collecting antiques has become the pursuit of common interest by the local people. A love of reading is the local inhabitants' favorite pastime. Xi'an is a city with the highest concentration of bookstores among all Chinese cities. Some books have also become collector's items.
So I think that everyone has their own collection of antiques and rare books. But the greatest collectors should be the History Museum of Xi'an and the libraries.
So do they have a lot of rare books and antiques on acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine?
Yes, they should have many, but for those books, it takes a lot of skill in Chinese to understand them.
Oh, okay.
In the days before the birth of Christ, there were 3 schools of medicine in human society, each with its well-developed theory: Chinese medicine, Indian medicine, and Greek medicine. In ancient times, Chinese medicine was represented by the Yellow Emperor's internal classic. Chinese medicine, with its highly developed theory, was then the most comprehensive medical system in the world in terms of systematization. The primary reason for Chinese medicine to have been passed down from generation to generation is that it has a relatively comprehensive system of closely reasoned theory based on excellent efficacy in clinical practice. Only when guided by theory can physicians remain unimpeded in their limited clinical experience, successfully treat diseases not previously encountered, and surmise the changes in a given medical condition and the prognosis of a patient.
Are we here to see the rare books on acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine?
We're here to see Professor Guo. He's a specialist on breasts. He helps these women to reduce breast lumps.
I know that some of these lumps turn into cancer, but is the acupuncture really effective at treating these?
We shall see.
Okay.
经络是中医理论里边一个很重要的一个部分。
The human body is crisscrossed by 12 meridians and 8 extra meridians, covering hands, feet, the torso, and the viscera. The medians interact with the visceral organs internally and with the limbs externally, making a connection between the viscera and the surface of the body. Thus, the human body is a well-connected whole. Whenever the flow of qi in the meridians gets blocked, which means an imbalance in the system, pain, dysfunction, or disease occurs. Today's focus is on the stomach meridian, which goes from head to foot, passing through the face, the chest, and the nipple. According to the theory of TCM, hyperplasia of the mammary glands is primarily caused by the stagnation of qi in the stomach meridian, resulting from qi stasis and imbalance of qi and blood. Since the breast is located along the stomach meridian, stagnation of qi and blood brings on nodules and pain. Acupuncture soothes qi and regulates the circulation of qi and blood, so that the normal flow of qi in the breast is restored and the circulation of blood is reactivated. In the perspective of Western medicine, hyperplasia of the mammary glands is related to the abnormal estrogenic hormone level. Acupuncture can be used to treat hyperplasia of the mammary glands because acupuncture can regulate the production of estrogen. Professor Guo Jingjie is credited with more than 20 years of experience in treating hyperplasia of the mammary glands. He has treated more than 10,000 such patients. Short-term cure rate is as high as 67%. The prevention of relapse depends on whether the cured patients can keep their temperament under control, stay in a cheerful frame of mind, and avoid flare-ups. Beijing is China's capital. It is the center of China's political and cultural life, and it is also the center of international exchanges. It is a world-famous city. Beginning from the year 938 AD, Beijing served as the capital of dynasties in feudal times for more than 800 years. Beijing distinguishes itself by its magnificent palaces, the meandering Great Wall, historic sites, and cultural relics which are in great abundance.
Okay, well, I still don't understand quite how it all works, how the insertion of needles into the meridians can actually heal a human illness?
Well, acupuncture is meant to balance the qi inside a human body. So therapeutic effect takes place only when the qi is directed where the medical problem is.
And what do you mean exactly by qi?
Well, Chris, qi is invisible, but qi truly exists. Qi manifests itself inside the operation of the human body organs. So qi is also translated into energy. Without energy, a body organ cannot function, which means no qi, no function. And qi is also called life force. So without qi, life comes to an end.
Yeah.
And that's the perspective of Chinese medicine. And qi also forms the basis of the meridians and body organs. So inside a human body, qi needs to be balanced.
So how do we know if qi is working properly inside our bodies?
Well, again, Chris, qi takes no physical form, but it truly exists. So for example, can you see the physical form of wind? But no, you can see the waving branches. That wind exists, so does qi. So to know how the qi is operating inside a human body, we look at the facial complexion of a person, the way they walk, and we can feel their pulse.
If these meridians are so mysterious, how can we ever see them?
Well, Chris, tell you what, I know a doctor named Li Dingzong. He had discovered the visible meridians. Maybe we can go see him.
Visible meridians?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
The meridians are visible in the sense that the spread of certain types of skin diseases follows the courses of meridians. We call them meridian-rooted skin diseases. This is a verrucous nevus, and this is an inflammatory linear epidermal nevus. The spread of these two skin diseases is in conformity with the course of the pericardium meridian.
How did you discover the visible meridians?
他问说你怎么样发现这个可见的经络现象？
这可见的经络现象呢，我是从这个在1954年刚接触临床工作的时候就发现的，因为我本身呢是中医世家第7代，从中医这个角度呢，发现这个经络的走向啊，跟这个临床上看到的皮肤病走向是一致的。这样的皮肤病呢，跟这个从西医临床上观察到的神经血管的走向不一致。咱们从这个循经的皮肤病，现在呢被称为可见的经络现象。从这一方面呢，可以证实经络的存在。
So now,
而且呢，咱们观察到14经全都能够跟古图经络的走向相吻合，而且我们发现呢，这种沿着经络出现的这个皮肤病呢，有这个1/3是先天性的，这都是生下来就有的。
isn't again born with it.
所以呢，提供了一个思考，就说经络呀存在着先天基因的问题。
Do all skin problems have this pattern?
他问说是所有的皮肤病都有这个样子的这个可见的像经络一样的现象。
这个皮肤病啊是各种各样的都有，但是呢，呈线条状分布的。呈线条状分布的90%左右都跟经络一致。
是好。
通过这个呢，证明经络是客观存在的，不是人们臆想出来的。
So through this, you can see it's all very scientific and very physical. So it does take some physical form.
Yeah. Does puncturing the skin along these meridians cure the problem?
他说这个因为这个皮肤病在表现在这个经络上面，那在这些经络上针刺可以治疗这些疾病吗？会好吗？
这个治疗呢，经络呀，它有它的规律。我们为了避免说明它局部的作用，所以呢，就按照经络的规律来取穴。你比如说这个是出血，沿着这个经络线呢出现的肺经的皮下出血带，这是咽部的炎症引起来的这样的一个变化。
Because the pharyngitis that caused that, and afterwards that happened.
Okay.
这个病人呢，就给他贴了2个磁片。
So he put 2 little magnets on her. 请问贴在哪里呢？
一个呢贴在大椎穴，就是这个颈后的这个大椎穴。
One, he put a magnet, one on the 大椎 point, right there.
一个呢贴在腿上的，那腿上的阴陵泉穴。
And then another point put on the inling point, which is corresponding to the hand lung point.
就贴这2个磁
Only
片。
those 2 points.
16个小时全部消掉。
Yeah. I noticed on this one that she's wearing the exact same clothes, so the treatment had to be very fast.
他说他看到这个还穿一样的衣服，所以这个治疗效果一定非常的快。Chris, this is the Acupuncture Institute. Do you want to know how Qi feels inside your meridians?
Oh, that would really be interesting.
Well, let's go see Professor Chen. He might give you some idea. He's the author of this must-read textbook for all acupuncture students.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
陈老，你要不要为他试一试这个得气的感觉呢？
好，他要试试得气了，哎，手放在地上，哎，这样的啊，因为我这个正的感觉比较顺。我们呢，这个首先呢，要把这个正呢要拉好，这个正呢要手指要有力量，你现在对我的正，你扳我的正，你扳。
Try to pull it.
哎。
I can't.
这个手指啊，正的手指必定要有力量啊，但是呢，这个地方不要用力。我扎针，这个叫外关穴，我扎这个外关，你看我这个啊，我这个针下去，1、2、3下，疼不疼？问他疼不疼
No pain.
不疼。
No pain.
不疼。不疼呢？你看我这个手指啊，我叫他啊，脏不脏啊？我叫他上去，上去了啊。现在我叫他下去，啊，我叫他下去到手上，来，到手上就行了。这个扎针，
Yeah.
疼不疼呢？不疼。
Yes.
我们就针下去啊，你有酸的、麻的、胀的感觉。为什么我们要用3下子呢？什么意思呢？
This is the 3-step method, a method used in ancient times. The 3-step method implies heaven, men, and earth. The first step implying heaven is superficial penetration. The second implying men is medium depth. And the third implying earth is deep penetration.
That was the strangest thing to actually experience the qi going up and down my arm. I assume it takes a lot of skill and experience to do this. What's next?
Well, I'm glad you recognize the requirements of a good acupuncturist. Next, we're going to see fire needle. Only the higher skilled acupuncturist can do this. Fire needle? Yeah. 贺老你好，久仰大名，久仰大名。这位是我们这个美国的这个朋友。
Very pleased to meet you. Very pleased to meet
久
you.
仰大名，想要领教一下你的这个赫氏三通理论，还有你的这个火针。对，请你讲一下这些
三通法主要是针灸里的一些主要的治疗方法。
One common cause for various diseases is qi stasis. So I use the 3-tong method based on my clinical experience. Tong means removing qi stagnation. When tong is achieved in the meridians, qi and blood follow in a balanced way. Thus the normal functions of the body are restored. Regarding the 3-tong method, 3 types of needles are used. They are filiform needles, i.e. the most frequently used needles, red-hot needles, and 3-edged needles. With the 3 of them combined, you get a complete picture of what needling instruments are.
这是三棱针，这种三棱针呢不是一般的，它是用特殊的材料制成的。也不用蒸啊，不用煮，这个针尖用火一烤就消毒了。
Today I will talk about red-hot needles, whose reference can be found in the Yellow Emperor's Internal Classic. The use of red-hot needles is good for treating pains and various kinds of diseases. It can be applied to patients irrespective of gender and age, be it a case of deficiency or a case of excess, an endogenous disease or an exogenous disease. The application of red-hot needles requires great skill. First, sterilize the needle to be used, and then make it red-hot. Inserting and removing must be done very quickly, i.e. 1/10 of a second. Once the needle has been removed, sterilized cotton is applied and pressed it for a second. The patient must refrain from a shower for the day.
针灸火针对哮喘还是很好的疗效。他这个病有的特殊情况，就是他已经常年没有治好，形成了肺气肿。这样很好。这是大椎。That's the point called 大椎。这是大柱、风门、肺腧。 肺腧就在这。
Lung shoe point. See the needle's red.
你看都很红。揉一揉。就这2个穴位，给它拔上火罐。 行了
，OK，
休息会儿啊。
Okay, so this is the bronze statue, and he looks pretty cold, but he does have long life. And so these are the meridians that acupuncture uses to control the flow of qi in the body.
You're right, Chris, and you have passed the first test.
Oh, are there other techniques besides fire needle that I should know about?
There's a method called bleeding.
Bleeding? Really bleeding?
Yes.
Yeah, 这就行。
你这个病人为什么放血啊？
这个 从许多疾病来看来讲呢，就是说其中淤血是一个重要的致病因素。同时来讲呢，这个淤血来讲呢，有可以既是其他疾病的产物，也可以造成心理疾病。那么这就是其他的致病因素。那么这个病人放血来讲呢，主要是它有静脉瘀滞，血脉不畅。这种淤血来讲呢，造成了静脉的阻塞，可以造成疼痛。可以造成各种内脏或者是体表的疾病。这个病人来讲呢，淤血来讲主要有两个方面。第一，他曾经得过中风。这个中风病来讲呢，从中医来讲是一种静脉瘀滞、静脉以后，气血运行不畅、肢体失用，这是一种。第二个来讲，这个病来讲呢，同时来讲呢，也有这个言语不利、腰痛、这个肢体麻木等，这个就是典型的淤血阻滞静脉的现象。因此，我们通过祛瘀的方法。治疗方血的方法来去除淤血，对于疏通经络，对于去除病邪，对于治疗中风后遗症，对于治疗他的食欲以及腰痛。
For every visitor coming here, Nanjing is a city that naturally calls forth reminiscences of history. It once served as the capital of 10 dynasties and is a famous city with a long, long history. Its erstwhile names such as Jingling, Jianyue, Jianning, Shitoshen, etc. are reflections of the rise and fall of former dynasties, but only the names Coiling Dragon and Couching Tiger remain, as it is an apt description of the natural beauty of the city with its mountains and rivers. The meandering Zongshan Mountain and the Yangtze River, with its towering waves, drew untold numbers of heroes of exceptional ability to Nanjing, where they fought fiercely for the seizure of hegemonic power. People of outstanding achievements converged in this city from all directions in countless numbers. The unparalleled stirring strains from the city's imperial days are long gone. What is left behind is a legacy of Chinese culture. In Nanjing, the tradition of Chinese medicine has not only been well preserved, but also carried forward. This is particularly true of acupuncture. Acupuncture has taken deep roots among the local population, and the use of acupuncture as a treatment modality is extremely popular here.
We're here inside the Jiangsu Traditional Chinese Medicine Hospital. It's one of the largest hospitals in China.
They must have a lot of faith in the techniques and practices here. What makes it so special?
Maybe we can go ask some people.
Well, let's go see.
Okay.
Why do you come to this hospital instead of to a Western medicine hospital?
他说你为什么来看中医不去看西医啊？
他因为我们喜欢中医，
You like Chinese?
喜欢中医，但是西医的话呢，我们也喜欢。
You like Western medicine?
西医。
Okay. Do you come here for all of your problems?
然后你所有的病都来这边看吗？
对。
中医跟西医有什么不一样呢？
中医和西医，我们感觉到嘛，中医和西医它各有所长。西医的话嘛，它来得快一些，但有的药嘛，它会有点副作用。
什么 side effects？中医的特点呢？
中医的特点嘛，它来的比较缓慢，它这个副作用嘛是比较小。
That's side effect.
另外，从我们这个中国人的角度来看嘛，属于我们中国自己的传统的这个草药，我们还是从传统来讲还是喜欢中医。
你今天来这边看什么病？
我看肾病。
看肾病。
肾。
效果怎么样？
效果不错的。
效果不错的。
对。
He's here to see kidney disease. Good effect.
Good, excellent.
谢谢你。Acupuncture has long history in Nanjing, and right here we're at Nanjing Traditional Chinese Medicine University. It's one of the leaders in theory and practice. In fact, they have a strong faculty in traditional Chinese medicine.
So how old is this school?
In June, it'll be 50 years.
So who will we be seeing here?
We'll be seeing a real variety of different doctors. I guess we have to see it with our own eyes.
They're waiting.
Okay.
So why did you choose to use acupuncture to treat osteoporosis?
我们呢，这个在前面呢做过大量的一个就是对老年人用艾灸的方法延缓衰老的一个临床研究，发现了呢，艾灸之后呢，病人的衰老的症状有明显的改善，而且呢，这个雌激素的水平提高了，所以我们呢就考虑到 这个绝经后的妇女的骨质疏松呢，主要的就是由于一个是衰老，一个是雌激素的陡然的下降引起的。而针灸呢，既然有这样的一个效果，同时呢又能比较好的在临床上控制这个疼痛，所以我们就试图呢，看看针灸能不能对原发性的骨质疏松有很好的治疗作用。这样我们开始了这个课题的研究。
So what method in acupuncture did you use to treat osteoporosis?
我们呢是考虑到呢，这个骨质疏松呢，主要是由于脾肾亏虚的基础上，感受了风寒湿邪，这样导致了气血瘀阻不通，所产生的腰背疼痛的症状。所以我们在给病人治疗的时候呢，是标本兼治。标本兼治呢，就是在病人疼痛的时候，以控制疼痛为主，疼痛控制了，我们就以来这个补肾补脾，来壮骨填髓这样的一个治本的方法。
And how good are the results?
我们的这个针灸治疗发现有这个3个方面的效果。第一个呢，针灸很快的控制临床的症状，就是病人的这个腰背疼痛的症状、衰老的症状浑身无力、睡眠不好、食欲不振，这些症状很快能控制，这是第一。第二呢，我们发现呢，经过了一段时间的针灸之后，我们主要是观察了有6个月的这个骨生长周期之后呢，骨密度有明显的改善。这个改善呢，就和西药的对照，我们用的盖尔奇地这样的一个西药对照呢，有更好的效果。对照的话，效果超过了盖尔奇地。第3个呢，就是和骨代谢的有关的血尿的生化的物质也有非常好的调整作用，表现在这个3个方面。
你好
This is Chris. Chris 克里斯
你
先生。
好你好，欢迎欢迎，你好你好。
I hear you are over 80 years old. How do you stay so young and energetic?
他说你年逾80了，怎么还看起来这么年轻？
中医针灸、保健、养生方面也是不足为奇的嘞。
那个 I heard you can restore speech in stroke patients. 就是说听说你可以让这个中风失语的病人能说话，可不可以给我们看看呢？
这个中风失语这个方面我知道是很多的，是吧？效果也是比较理想的。这个海外也有请我去针灸那么这个方面主要是心脑开窍能够使他介于一般的病人都在10分钟左右，大多数能讲话的。今天很好，有一个病人在这儿。 我可以当场这个诊治给大家看看。
你中风多久了？
你
是1年多了，去年2月份。
那你今年多大岁数了？
他说不出来。
他说。
说不出来。
59。
So she couldn't speak. Professor Xiao said she's able to speak within 10 to 20 minutes. Let's check at the time.
All right.
Okay.
老师，瞧一下。
不要紧张这个对你更负责为你服务的那这个就是衙门，衙门水，衙门是中风失语的主要穴位。 这个是大椎，大椎，大椎呢，主要是这个心脑开窍这个同样代表很有作用的。这个就是风湿，它是祛风这个血瘀活血活跃脑细胞都很有作用的，不懂好，行了，好。 这个你前面是主要是挺托，这个地方是临床 清楚，这个是临泉特海泉精进愉悦啊，这个呢，能够托起他这个讲话的。那这个地方是这样的腿，这样的腿，好了，不溜正的。这个地方其实临泉实体伸出来，实体伸出来，不要走啊，好，都不溜正的。这个是这个地方是三门穴。好，不动啊，或者这边讲话啊，1、2、
3、4、5、6、7、8、9。
哎，好。
是。
那个。哎呀，表现不错，有时候讲量不好。
这2天痛得怎么样？
就左边不行。
左边不行。走路呢？
走路好一点。
走路好一点。
但就是不能屁股这样坐下来，屁股一满屁股坐，就左边就酸疼得很。
一坐下来的时候就疼得厉害。
对。
影响到下面腿吗？
左边的。
左边影响腿。
前2天不是走都不能走嘛。然后今天好像这个能走。
能走。
但是不能满屁股坐。
这个病人是第3、第4腰椎椎间盘突出，现在这个椎间盘突出以后呢，压迫了左侧的坐骨神经痛，因此呢，病人就表现左腿部的疼痛。通过我们这个治疗以后，针刺在这个地方针灸以后，再加上拔火管，然后呢，改变他脚部的压迫的坐骨神经痛的受压，使得脚部的水肿、充血呢明显的好转。那么病人呢，疼痛就减轻了。
现在主任，你可不可以讲一下你治疗这个腰椎间盘突出的经验呢？
腰椎间盘突出症，它临床表现主要是腰和腿痛。那么我们通常治疗的这个病人呢，早期治疗效果是最好，因为早期治疗以后，通过拔火管以后呢，他脚部的那个水肿容易吸收。第二个呢，在治疗的过程当中，一定要强调病人呢是硬板上，这样子呢有利于病人的恢复。在治疗过程当中，同时提醒了病人不要受凉，不要劳累过度。拔火管和灸法在整个治疗腰椎间盘突出症里面呢，它占有很重要的位置，它能够提高疗效，缩短疗程。
So how good are your results?
他问你疗效如何？
在早期治疗的，如果是短程的椎间盘突出，那么它的效果呢就比较好。如果是治了椎间盘突出以后，再并发有其他的，如果椎管狭窄，椎间盘突出以后并发了椎管狭窄以后，像这样子的病人呢，效果就比较差了，甚至于呢，止痛的效果也达不到这个目的。
就这样子对吧？这时候他可以走了，好，你走吧。
我们的系统处方，常规消毒。
For over a decade, Professor Wu Shi has been doing research in chronic atrophic gastritis. Roughly 3% of such cases turn into stomach cancer.
好，你这个我们系统处方，这就是肛枢，这是胃腧，然后呢，这叫大肠腧。这是我们临床上一位血疾病人，把我们的选定的药物，每个穴位就是2毫升左右。
Licensed acupuncturists in the United States are not permitted by law to give injections.
这也是我们去当车做上理，常规消毒，现在正在消毒。新针回抽，然后注射。按压，这是我们一次治疗的流程，个人一次，单侧交换。
治疗的原则是什么呢？
我们的治疗原则是从身体和病人实质的一个原则，实际上，结合病病和胃镜影响的这个行为辩证，对病人呢采取一种随诊注射。
And how are the results?
他说这个治疗的疗效如何呢？
我们10多年来，通过我们多批的研究生的临床研究和动物实验，证实他的病人的主观症状和他的胃镜的症状都有明显效果。同时呢，对胃黏膜的萎缩、对肠化和胃的一个癌性变化效果都比较明显。
This is Professor Young. He has devoted all his life in study of moxibustion.
Moxibustion, what really is moxibustion? How does it really work?
杨教授，他想请问一下，这个艾灸到底的功能到底在什么地方？
光是这个艾灸的功能很多，我们把它总的归纳起来，主要治疗寒症、虚症为主的，而且功能低下的、免疫机制下降的病人，非常适合用艾灸。艾灸的功能与对某些慢性病还远远大于针刺的作用。所以《南京上面有一句话叫“针术不为，九治疏泥”。
杨教授，请问这个艾灸的适应症有哪些呢？
比较多的，大概适合用灸法的这个病种，大概要100多个。我只能举一些代表性的，比如说眼糜人及马匹的这个恢复期，或者这个程序性的面瘫适合用灸法；胃下垂适合用灸法；中风后遗症在恢复期后遗症期也适合用灸法。那么其他像这个眼睑下垂是重症肌无力也适合用灸法。其他们像这个子宫下垂啊、脱肛啊、慢性膝泻、慢性痢疾都适合用灸法。那些什么颈椎病、肩椎炎，只要偏于寒性的、寒湿性的都可以用灸法。这个比单纯针效果要好。
What is the problem with this patient here?
他说这个病人的是什么问题啊？
是一个前列腺肥大手术以后引起的尿滴漏，长时间的尿滴漏。按照泌尿外科的这个医师认为呢，短期手术以后短期里这个有尿滴漏这是正常的，大概有60%的患者有这个现象。如果超过了这个60天以后，那属于异常了，那属于病理。那么这位先生不仅是超过2个月，而且要1年多了。他这个手术都是这个专家主任给他做的这个手术非常好，出血量很少，也没什么痛苦。问题就是手术以后有这种后遗症。那么从这个现代医学角度呢，好像这个病已经是没有什么特殊的治疗方法了。但是患者非常痛苦，他要带个尿兜啊，你要站起来走路或者骑车子，那滴漏的更严重了。那么以后就是我们用这个针灸疗法，主要是以灸法为主。我用的是膈附子并灸。
What function is achieved by using this herbal?
他说这个膈附子灸的功能是什么？
这个病按我们中医的诊断，就是属于叫气阴两虚，所以肾阳虚，肾不纳气，所以它小便要滴漏。
leaks.
All right. 那么麸质呢，有温阳、维阳的作用，固摄的作用。麸质中药。
To warm the kidney.
再加上这个灸、艾灸，那么使它这个阳气充足了，那么这个手的一块的滴了下就是种子，是这么简单的原理。我再给它灸关元穴。
Hui Ling Chen is known for her painless needling. She focuses on pediatric diseases such as colds, coughs, fever, diarrhea, etc.
可以瞧瞧。
当归汤。
这个寒冬你还真要过来看一下，寒冬而且蛮厉害的，所以他就老那个。他腿没有劲，头抬起来。哎，这吴景贤最听话的，对不对啊？头低下来。打喷嚏。
What was that one for?
Sneezing.
我们拔个火罐，好不好？
拔个火罐。
那个经脉的走向，背腧穴走向。用散灌法，不流灌。
舒不舒服？
好，好舒服，不舒服是吧？是，谢谢。往医院跑吧。我们现在，我们盛世是女孩哎，妈妈给我们搞成这个样子，我已经非。抬头，盛世。盛世真听话。别出臭气了，还带我们戴个帽嘛。下次妈妈不要把我们把这个头发剪成这样。好。注意你吃饭蛮好的吧？嗯。
不痛，
很好。
怎么痛？
好。行。要找一个很小的 baby 哎，来起早了，对不对啊？再见，再见，拜拜。再见，拜拜。看我们了。好，谢谢啊，金长。
These babies don't cry at all, so there's obviously no pain.
Yeah, I tried it myself too. She tried it on me, and there's no pain at all.
I think in the U.S. about 2/3 of the people are overweight. This leads to many other health complications. Can acupuncture really be effective in helping to lose weight?
确实是这样的，针灸治疗肥胖病及其并发症，确实有很好的良好的疗效。我们经过21年的这个时间，观察了6000余例的肥胖病患者，针灸治疗之后，一个疗程的有效率达到89%。
Normally, people think that obesity is just related to food intake, that it's not a disease. Is this true?
这种说法是不正确的。本身这个肥胖病来讲的话，它是摄食调控失常是它的一个方面，而它的以能量代谢为主的神经内分泌代谢失常是它的本病的一个很重要的一个部分。所以说，在单纯从摄食就是这个角度去说是肥胖的话，是不大恰当。
How long does it take to lose the weight?
请问针灸治疗肥胖需要多久时间呢？
针灸治疗肥胖病呢，我们基本上是采用这样一种方法，基本上是以1个月作为一个疗程。那么就是说，隔天进行体针进行治疗，耳针呢就是3天就是更换1次。那么治疗的时间呢是按1个月作为一个疗程。那么就是说，根据它的肥胖的这个程度来有所差异。你比如重度肥胖，那么可能要考虑进行半年的治疗。那么如果说中度肥胖，要考虑到3个月的治疗的时间。
Are the patients required to be on a special diet and special exercise program?
他问这个病人是否需要特别的饮食节制或者是运动呢？
在我们治疗这些病例当中，我们不强调病人去做节食，也不强调去做运动。
But if there's no special requirements, won't they just gain weight again?
他说是如果不需要任何要求的话，那这个针刺减肥后，病人是不是再会胖回来呢？
我们对这样的病人呢也做了相应的这个观察。我们通过这么多年的观察病人的就是1年以后的他的这个病的复发率。那么我们通过统计以后发现，就是说有70%的这患者仍然具有明显的减肥的疗效。
Does acupuncture actually increase the metabolism?
请问这个针灸是否能增加机体的代谢？
针灸它在调整机体的过程当中来讲因为本身肥胖是一个这个能量代谢紊乱为主的这样一个疾病，那么作为这个代谢的问题，这个也是一个非常关键的东西。那么针刺呢，可以促进人体的这个能量代谢。那么我们通过多项的这个指标，包括比如说对于这个机体的脂肪的产热组织的这个产热系统的激发和这个热量的散射，这样的话造成这个体内的能量的大量的消耗，那么针刺可以达到这样一个作用。当然，这种作用它是通过中枢的这个神经系统、神经和体液的调控系统，那么对脂肪组织的能量产热增加，那么这样一个调控过程而实现。
Dr. Zhao, we know that in the past, acupuncture is only used in the rehabilitation of stroke, but we know that within the 12 hours after stroke, it's very vital to limit the brain damage. So I'm asking, how do you know whether to use acupuncture immediately or not?
一般说是这样，要是缺血性的中风，像脑梗塞这样的病人，早期越早治疗越好，就是用针刺治疗。那么出血性的中风，就是说像脑出血这样的病人，应该呢根据病情来定。比如他出血特别多的话，那出血太多一般就应该手术了。那么一般在30毫升以下就可以考虑用针刺治疗。那么在治疗中呢，要掌握时机问题。因为这病人的身体不好，有很多合并症，这样的病人就需要慎重一些。要身体素质比较好，那么一般的情况都很好，也没有昏迷，那么就可以早一点应用这个针刺治疗。
石院长，我们想请教一下您这个醒脑开窍这个方法。
就像你们所看到的，我们有600张病床。
600 beds over here.
来专门研究这个脑血管疾病。
Just for stroke.
而它的手段呢，主要的治疗手段就是用针灸。
Main technique is acupuncture.
这个针灸呢，从急症期，从治疗期、恢复期，乃至于后遗症，它包括了这个4个阶段的全部。也就是说，我们是有非常严格的科学的规范的。根据中国传统医学的理论呢，它可以病的原因呢，由于受风，因为有痰湿、有痰、有热，血瘀，还有这个机体虚，尤其是肾虚，造成了这种疾病。不管它是什么病理学，它最后都有一个是中医说的蒙
肢体的张力呀、肢体的肌力呀都有所改善。
脑窍，
你看上抬举啊，还有手指啊，这个就是
使这个脑的功能呢丧失了。 所以我们这个所研究方法叫醒脑开窍针子法生的，就要醒脑，就把它脑子的功能损害的，要把它重新复原。这个这样呢，脑的功能又恢复。
Xingnao Kaiqiao helps restore the function of the 5 sensory organs and the motor function of the upper and lower limbs, which are controlled by the brain. Improvement has been made in the application of Xingnao Kaiqiao on the basis of refinement. Our efforts have made standardization of the use of acupuncture easier to achieve. The operation is made easier and it can be duplicated. Rigorous requirements are set on the angle and depth of insertion, needle manipulation, twirling or rotating, lifting or thrusting, tonification or reduction, manipulation time for each point, the efficacy period, and the treatment interval. Thus, a set of rational standards have been defined for the use of acupuncture. As long as the standards are followed, the desired effect will certainly be achieved, and differences in the skills of individual practitioners in regions and in nationalities will be minimized. Xingnao Kaiqiao can lower serum lipids, blood viscosity, and high blood pressure. Normal blood pressure remains unchanged. It can also promote blood circulation in the brain and reduce aggregation of red blood cells. Shanghai is the largest city in China. Shanghai is to China what New York is to the United States. Shanghai is an international metropolis. For many years since 1949, the local population, accounting for only 1/100th of the nation's total, created 1/6 of China's GNP. With its new economic takeoff, Shanghai continues to play a vital role in China's economy as a whole. Shanghai serves as a barometer of China's political and economic changes.
In the 1970s, scalp acupuncture has drawn worldwide attention. As we learn more about our brain, new strides are also being made in scalp acupuncture. And currently there's 6 schools of scalp acupuncture, and we're going to see one of them, Dr. Lin Xuejian.
Great.
And this is Chris.
Nice to meet you.
This is a case of infantile cerebral paralysis. The little boy began his treatment here half a year ago. At that time, he could not walk. He could not even sit securely. The boy has made gratifying progress in all respects as a result of the treatment by scalp acupuncture over an extended period of time. The treatment has enabled the patient to walk, and his intelligence has steadily improved too.
Could you please tell us about your new discoveries in the area of scalp acupuncture?
Yes. 我这个做的头皮针呢，是在这个胶式头皮针的基础上发展起来的。
Based on the delineated functional areas of the cerebral cortex, Jiao uses corresponding areas on the scalp for needle insertion. This was the motor area initially used by Jiao. The red is the motor area. The blue is the sensory area. In 1979, a science journal in the United States published a paper by Niels A. Lassen on brain function and blood flow. The paper served as an eye-opener for Professor Lin in her selection of points for needle insertion. Professor Lin learned from the paper that aside from the delineated functional areas of the cerebral cortex, there are many other areas that are closely linked with the cerebral cortex. association area for one, which Professor Lin calls silence area, also known as connection area. The prefrontal lobe of the brain is the most important part for signal transmission. The association area may help the motor area in terms of planning any activity, and it can also enhance sensory function. In other words, when the human body performs a certain act or undertakes an activity, the blood flow in the related part of the brain begins to accelerate. Let's say you are drawing up in your mind a to-do list for tomorrow. As you do so, the blood flow in the prefrontal lobe of the brain increases. When Professor Lin applies scalp acupuncture, needle insertion is executed in accordance with the principle discussed above.
How do you solve the deeper brain problem then?
那么，因为要想解决脑深部的问题，一定必须得通过小脑来解决。
Any deeper brain problem can only be solved by tapping the cerebellum. We know any motor activity, be it the blinking of the eyes, speaking a word, walking, or listening, is associated with the cerebellum in 101 ways. For many years, Professor Lin did research into the anatomy of the domestic rabbit and noted many similarities between the rabbit and a newborn baby anatomically. Here we see the skull of a domestic rabbit. This is the occipital protuberance. Inserting a needle toward the occipital protuberance on the human skull is quite safe, and it will not puncture the spinal cord. This is how Professor Lin discovered that the cerebellum area could be used for acupuncture treatment. Professor Lin keeps improving her selection of points in accordance with the new developments in brain science in the world.
Oh, it's Chairman Deng.
Chairman Deng, I'm very pleased to meet you. Very pleased to meet you. All I've seen and heard has really broadened my horizons, and I assume I've only seen a very small part of acupuncture, but I'm very curious to know how many medical conditions can acupuncture really treat?
他说此行让他大开眼界，但是他所见到的还是针灸的一小部分。他想知道针灸到底能治疗多少疾病呢？
这个问题啊，正好我要给学生们在课堂上讲这个问题，所以我请他坐下来一起听听。
So we're going to listen to his lecture.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
I must start out by saying that acupuncture is not a cure-all. At present, acupuncture is good for treating over 800 diseases of various kinds. Relatively good curative effect is achieved for approximately 30 to 40% of them. Acupuncture is good for treating common diseases, chronic diseases, functional diseases, complicated cases, and some organic diseases. Why is acupuncture good for disease treatment? In recent years, extensive research has been undertaken regarding the mechanism of acupuncture. First, the regulation achieved by acupuncture is bidirectional. Second, acupuncture relieves pain. Third, acupuncture enhances immune function. And last, it helps restore the impaired tissues. We can say for sure that with the ever-growing research into acupuncture, the list of its applications will keep expanding.
随着针灸研究的不断深入，针灸应用的范围也会不断扩大。